Steel Fates, the life of a worker. At the end of the 1880s, cold Chicago winds blew against Henry Mitchell's face as he walked, tired, through the massive factory doors of the Pullman Palace Car Company. Henry was just one of the thousands of workers employed there, but to him, it wasn't just a workplace. It was a place where his struggle for survival played out. Henry had moved his family from a small farm to the city and found work at this factory in Chicago. With newborn twin daughters and his sick wife Mary to care for, he worked 6 days a week, 12 hours a day. However, even his wages were not enough to cover the rent for the expensive house they were forced to live in, inside the Pullman town. The rent was deducted directly from his paycheck, leaving Henry and the other workers barely enough to survive. In 1893, a nationwide economic crisis hit. The Pullman Company suffered huge losses as a result. To handle these financial troubles, the company passed the burden onto the workers by significantly cutting their wages. It became nearly impossible for Henry to support his family. He and his fellow workers didn't know what to do, always filled with worry. What if they lost their home? What if they couldn't feed their children? Strike and hope. One morning, one of Henry's co-workers whispered that a large strike was about to begin. The workers had gained the support of Eugene V. Debs, the leader of the American Railway Union, and had decided they could no longer endure the pay cuts. Henry understood the risks of joining the strike, but he had nothing left to lose. As he looked at his children, he realized they deserved a better future, and he decided to join the strike. The strike began and quickly spread. Railroad traffic came to a halt, and Chicago's streets filled with workers. However, the government saw the strike as an unacceptable rebellion. President Cleveland ordered the army to intervene. Henry stood shoulder to shoulder with his comrades in the strike area when he heard gunshots echo through the streets. The army had come to break the strike by force. During the chaos, Henry was injured and collapsed to the ground. A bitter end and a new beginning. When Henry returned home wounded, his wife Mary greeted him with tears in her eyes. As he healed, the strike came to an end, and the workers had largely failed. However, Henry and his fellow workers' sacrifices were not in vain. In response to this tragedy, the government declared Labor Day a national holiday. Despite the hardships, Henry felt some comfort knowing that the voice of the working class had finally been heard. Life had never been easy, but Henry had done everything he could to ensure a better future for his children. Labor Day would continue to tell his and other workers' stories. Every year, on the first Monday of September, a glimmer of hope would light up Henry's heart. Maybe one day, workers could live in a fairer world.